So moving on to some of the other tools or some of the other basics about the sale. I apologize about the clarity of this picture, but this is a sample of one of last year's What's Poppin' newsletters. Just talks about basically the key things that you need to know, what every colonel needs to know about the sale right now. It's really good information. Like I said, it's a weekly publication that we send directly to you. You can share it with anyone who you feel like the information is relevant to. So families can certainly subscribe to this, or you can forward it to them. You can share it with key leaders in the unit, just so everybody's on the same page. We'll communicate important information about dates and pickup and all that information through the What's Poppin' newsletter. So we've talked about some of the basics of the sale. We talked about the system. We talked about the types of elements of the sale. So let's talk a little bit about how to be successful. So really the steps to a successful sale are: one, to set a sales goal for your unit. Two, communicate the unit's plan of how we're going to accomplish our sale this year, how we're going to accomplish our goals that the unit has this year. Three is to conduct a fun-filled kickoff event. Four is to encourage all your scouts to go out and sell, whether it's through show and sell, take order, online sale, all of the above, but encourage them to get out and sell. And then at the end, have a victory celebration. So let's talk about each of these individually. So I talked a little bit earlier about setting your goal, and this is some excerpts from a program planner tool. The program planner tool is available from our website. It's also available through the Trails End website. But what you see here is that it sort of helps to calculate things out. You put in your basic information, how many scouts are in your unit, and what your unit commission will probably be for the year. What you do is you go, this shows an example with the month of August, but there's a box for all 12 months of the year, and say, what are our costs for that month? What do we want to do? And we put all those things in, and you're able to kind of calculate what does our unit sales goal need to be. So if in the coming year we plan to spend, it shows here $7,225, or $7,000, almost $500. If we set a sales goal of $20,000, then we will be able to make enough money to cover all those expenses, and our scouts won't need to cover anything for the year. It's one and done fundraising. Some of our units have excellent success with this philosophy and have been doing this for years and are very successful at this. Some of our units use this as their major fundraiser and do some other supplementary things during the year, but it's up to you. If you build the popcorn and candy fundraiser into your plan for the year, you should be able to take this and figure out exactly what you're going to need to have a successful year of scouting without having to have fundraisers all year long. So, setting your sales goal, you're sort of using that program planner. It gives you a good start to get to that sales goal. A couple things. One is that some of the most successful units say that their scouts set a scout goal, not just a unit goal. But as statistics shows, only 44% of parents say that their scouts set a sales goal. Sales goals don't need to be complicated. We don't need each scout to say, yes, I'm going to go out and sell $250. Use some of the tools there to help them figure out, really what their goal is. There's a great prize program that we've got through the Keller Marketing Program. I showed you the login there just a moment ago. It's a great prize program. It has 14 different prizes, 14 different prize levels. It recognizes kids who simply participate and sell one item, up to the kid who sells over $4,000. So there's different prize levels. Use that to help guide these goals. A Scout looks on there, and a Cub Scout looks there and says, hey, I'm a big-time Lego guy, and I want the Lego Star Wars Bill said, hey, it's this. I need to sell this much in popcorn and candy to get there. It gives the scouts more of a sort of tangible goal of what they want to do. Looking at this again, it's important that everyone has a sales goal. We can have the individual scout. We can have dens or patrols can set their own goals. The unit can set their goal. It's just so important, and it really helps move towards the unit being able to meet all of their goals for the year. Everybody on board has a common goal and working together. So the next step is communicating the plan. So who do we communicate the plan with? First, we need to communicate the plan to our unit leaders, our assistant leaders, our committee members, key volunteers in the unit. When all the key volunteers know what's going on, when the deadlines are going to be, they're going to be able to help you as the colonel execute and be successful in minimizing the frustrations and getting everyone towards their goal. Additionally, we want to communicate the unit's plan to the parents. Sometimes parents, come into a, I remember when I signed up for baseball, I got a box of candy and said go out and sell a box of candy, but no one said why. What does it cover? It's important to be able to share with the parents why we sell the popcorn and the candy. If you've got a trip coming up, you're not going to have any costs associated with the trip, but the trip costs are going to be very minimal if you sell popcorn and candy because it's going to cover the majority of this. If you're a unit that provides uniforms or books or neckerchiefs, this is what it goes to, or awards, this is what it goes to. So it's important to be able to communicate that. Get the parents involved too. Again, I talked about earlier, don't do everything yourself. Get other folks involved. If a parent has a pickup truck and can help you pick up popcorn and candy at the warehouse, go for it. It's use your resources the best you can. Get them involved in your show and sells so that you're not doing it all yourself. So one of the other things too is I talked about some units have email lists that they regularly use. I know some units use social media sites, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, whether it's text message alerts, but use a variety of different things. But have a plan so that you can communicate that and remind people about it. The form here shows a 2013 date, but it's a real simple kind of, here are some important things to be able to share out with the pack. It's a simple form that you could share with your some of the pieces in there are things that you could share with your unit and be able to say, here's when we're going to start our sale, here's when you need to get all your forms back to me so that we can get everything squared away. Some of the handouts and tools, and if you're someone who's inclined to make your own flyers and send, get real fancy with what you're doing, there are images and examples of things that are available from the Trails End site and also from the Pennsylvania Dutch Council site, and you're welcome to use those as you're executing your communication plan for the sale. One of the other pieces is conducting a fun-filled kickoff. It's so important to have a fun-filled kickoff, and we hope that you come to our council kickoff and have fun while you're there. But it's so important to have a fun-filled kickoff at the unit. Some of the sort of guidance to get started with your fun-filled kickoff is one of the pieces that you'll get is the new Colonel book, and in there talks pages 5 and 6 talk about what you can do to make your kickoff fun. Some of the things that I like to emphasize is emphasizing the prize program. Hey, we set this goal, and you're gonna get this prize or this prize. Or if everyone does this, we're going to have a pizza party. Or if everyone does this, we're going to be able to go on that trip that we really, really wanted to go on. So really getting everyone excited about is important. Consider using some of the unit commissions to offer additional incentives. We had a unit last year that from the very beginning had put a sort of a prize table together, if you will, and they had, I think it was 5 or 6 different prizes, and the top seller in the unit got to pick from that prize table first, and the second top seller in the unit got to pick from that prize table second. It was an extra incentive. It didn't cost the unit tons and tons to do, but it was just that extra bonus incentive on top of the other prizes that they could participate in. The other thing with the kickoff is to provide a letter or a handout or something to the parents to help clearly state how everything's going to work. I talked about just a moment ago the importance of the communication, but this is a great time to kind of be able to have a handout and be able to explain it. One of the things, and like I said, in a different session, we're going to go into more detail about the kickoff, and another slide we're going to talk about just a couple other things. But one of the things is don't have the kids and the parents together for the whole thing. Have the kids engaged in something hands-on while you go through some of these things with the parents. That way the parents' attention can be on this, and the scouts' attentions can be on keeping things fun and exciting. So a couple steps. So one is provide plenty of popcorn. We do have a popcorn machine here that you're welcome to use and have at your popcorn kickoff. There's no cost for you to be able to do that. But it's a great way to have some snacks and get people thinking about popcorn. You smell that popcorn, you really get thinking about it. Review your calendar with everybody so that they know how everything can work together, how this is going to help you get to summer camp or do this activity. This is the time to communicate that. Share your goals. Share the unit goal. Share how the boys should be able to set their goals. And then share the prizes. Share what those guys who put that hard work in are going to be able to achieve. A couple other things. Role play with the scouts. Talk about sort of splitting the parents and the kids up. Walk them through. What's the sale like? Have a mock sale. And see how they do and provide suggestions and coach them. Something good for everybody is to review safety and selling tips. In our guidebook, we have some important safety and selling tips. Going to neighborhoods that you're familiar with, wearing your uniform, always going with a buddy, going when it's daylight out. All important safety tips that should be reviewed with everybody. Again, review the materials. Here's the order form. Here's how the order form works. Here's how I want you to return it. Who do we make checks out to? Those types of things are important to share right up front. And certainly, make it fun, however you can make it fun. And whether it's the adults do a goofy skit, walking through a sample sale off the bat. There's so many different things that you can do. Be creative and have fun with it. One of the last things that I think is important during the kickoff and sort of throughout the sale is providing this. We get our scouts up there, and one of the ideas behind the popcorn and candy sale is to help our scouts grow. Many of our scouts are very shy, especially our younger scouts, and they haven't done this before. And this is a great opportunity for them to practice communication skills from the Scout Oath and Law, practicing being brave. So there's a lot of important things, but we want our scouts to be as successful as possible. And providing them a script to get started is really a great first step. This script is very, very simple. As it shows here on your screen, hi, my name is, and I'm a Cub Scout, with pack number 10, and I'm selling popcorn and candy so that I can go to summer camp this year, or so I can go earn a scholarship. I have a goal of $500. You can help me reach my goal by trying some of my popcorn. Will you help me? I think when you think about that, I'm sure that we've all been approached, whether it's been outside of a store or in a mall or somewhere, and somebody says this, want to buy my popcorn, want to buy my cookies, want to buy my product. It doesn't give us any reason to do it. And this shows that by buying this popcorn, it's not just buying this popcorn, it's supporting this scout and helping him reach a goal. So I think it's so important to be able to share this with our scouts and our families so that they know when they do go out and do some of these asks, what the right thing to say is. So as we kind of wrap up here with our presentation as far as what to do to be successful, is encourage all of your scouts to sell. Um, I think we've talked about a number of these ways for people to sell, but encourage them all. If every scout in the unit sells, 4, 5, 6, or that 8 to 14 range, man, it could mean so many great things for your unit, so many opportunities for your unit throughout the course of the year. The last thing, and one of the real important things, is don't forget to celebrate. Whether your unit sells $500 worth of popcorn and candy or $30,000 worth of popcorn and candy, celebrate at the end. One of the suggestions we have is at that first meeting after the sale ends, so this might be your November PAC meeting or your December PAC meeting or your November Court of Honor or end of the year Court of Honor. Give out the prizes. Give out the prizes that the scouts have won. Recognize the scouts that have qualified for additional prizes. You'll learn that there are specific council level recognitions as well. Recognize those scouts for for what they've done. Have a trophy or another prize for those top sellers in units. We talked about that prize table just a little bit ago. Have that victory celebration. And then the last thing is remind everyone of how their overall, the joint success has helped to fund scouting for the year for your unit. So important, and I think it can be a real fun event to celebrate the hard work that the scouts and the families and you as the colonel have